Apologize. Why should I? Mrs. Lansky pushed Vernon away and cursed at him. You coward. Your son and wife are being man. Shut it. Vernon glared at her. This is the young lady of the Hammond family. Watch your words. So what if she's from the Hammonds? Do you think I'm afraid? Mrs. Lansky had a hideous expression as she said, never mind the decline of the Hammonds. Even if they were in their prime, I wouldn't be afraid. Don't forget, my brother is a high-ranking official in Oakvale. How can the Hammonds even compare? Why can you stop talking? Vernon was panicking. He repeatedly signaled her to stop. On the surface, that little brother-in-law of his held an official position in Oakvale, but in reality, he was nothing more than a freeloader. He relied on a wealthy young lady to secure his current position. He was even often flaunting his influence. Once he lost his backing, he would end up in trouble. Ultimately, true skills were needed to have lasting success. Relying on looks and connections wouldn't get him far. I'll say whatever I want. Mrs. Lansky put her hands on her hips, looking a mess. Since you're a coward who won't stand up for us, I'll get my brother to teach these idiots a lesson. That's enough. Don't make things worse. Vernon was getting a headache. I'm going to make it worse. I'm not afraid. Mrs. Lansky ignored his pleas and took out her phone. She started to make calls asking for help. After she hung up, she issued a final threat. Stay if you dare. The first to leave is a coward. All right, I'll wait. I'm curious to see who you can summon here, Natasha replied with an icy glare. In Oakvale, there weren't many officials who were higher ranking than her grandfather. Over in a high-end restaurant, several well-dressed young people gathered together. They chatted as they sipped on some wine. Dahlia, I really envy you for being favored by Sir Mosey. Congratulations on becoming his goddaughter. A young lady dressed in red smiled brightly at Dahlia, appearing very enthusiastic. She was Elena Forrest, the eldest daughter of the Forrest family. The Forrest family was one of Oakvale's 8 great families. I heard that Sir Mosey has been in a war for many years and has no kids. You must be extremely talented and kind for him to take you as his goddaughter, a vain-looking man said with a smile. The man was Sean Hoovey, Elena's boyfriend. He was a smooth talker who charmed his way through life. Dahlia, why don't you tell us how you got to know him? Elena could not contain her curiosity. Sir Mosey generally avoided crowds and was a very reserved person. He was rarely ever seen around large groups of people. Hence, it was shocking to hear that he had suddenly visited Millsburg. He had even found himself a goddaughter. Many influential people in Oakvale had gathered to find out what it was all about when they heard about it. Well, it was pure coincidence.